What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about some exciting games from Monday Night Football to close out the Week 1 NFL 2019 season. Oh my goodness, if you were watching this game with the Texans and the Saints, you could not take your eyes off of it. I'm going to give you guys my biggest takeaways from it. You guys can let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, whatever. We can agree to disagree, but it was a very, very exciting game, but I want to point out a couple things, right? Right off the bat, I believe the Texans missed Jadeveon Clowney immediately. And I'm going to tell you that based on the fact that if you look at the way the pass rush was, it wasn't the same thing. And even towards the end of the game in the final 55 seconds, DeShawn Watson went crazy, but then Drew Brees was able to come back and do some wild things. You can visibly see, certain players, I understand that it's like, you get into disagreements with certain players and you just like, you know what, I'm done. It's not going to work out. But Jadeveon Clowney is going to be special. I really want him to shine with the Seattle Seahawks and Russell Wilson, but it's not because I don't like the Texans. It's the fact that I think that a lot of these owners or, whoever, the GM that make these decisions, they really take for granted how good these players actually are. John Gruden with Khalil Mack, even though we're going to get to the Raiders in a second, he was able to, outperform the Broncos, but we'll get into, what I think about that whole situation very, very soon. I noticed that throughout the game, that the Texans defense just wasn't the same. All right, Drew Brees is ready to go. These guys, can't guard Mike. All these guys, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, these guys are ready to play. But for the game to come down to a 58-yard field goal with Lutz, bro, it was a very, very exciting game. I don't know if you guys noticed on the sideline, DeShawn Watson smiling and laughing when it was 28-27. He thought it was over, and then obviously Drew Brees goes and makes that run, and then they go for the field goal and win it. I think that's a great way for the Saints to start the season. I know if you are a Saints fan that you still have not forgiven the NFL for the way that your 2018-2019 season ended with that pass interference that was pretty blatant, that they just said, you know what, we're not going to call it. So that win was pretty huge. Overall, offensively, I don't think that they've really lost anything. Obviously, with the Saints, they're looking pretty good, bro. I liked it overall. I think that defensively, obviously, I thought they would be better. They were not. You give up that touchdown drive, 75 yards, I believe it was. But DeAndre Hopkins is a primetime receiver, and people don't seem to understand. DeShawn Watson, he's always been able to throw the football. Like, a lot of people think that he's just been like that running guy, whatever. Like he's a guy that's just going to run outside the... Bro, that's not what he is. And I still hear, even like the commentators, everybody likes to talk about his mobility. But DeShawn, bro, look, that guy can throw the football. Like, what are you guys... Most of these commentators, you know what it is? I think that they're under the misconception just because a guy can run, that's what they are. And that's what one of the biggest issues I have when I listen to a lot of this commentary. When you look at a guy like RG3, that's what he was. Like, that dude right there, he was a runner first, in my opinion. Like, he could throw the ball a little bit, but he was a runner. DeShawn Watson, that dude can throw the foot. Like, he's a pinpoint. Like, he'll dot you up. We obviously saw Lamar Jackson start to come into his own as well. I think he's going to be a much better player going forward as well, throwing the football. But I just want to put that out there. DeShawn Watson throws dots. Like, let's stop acting like this guy's a running quarterback and show some respect. Unfortunately, somebody has to lose the game unless it's a tie, and your coach Pencil, aka Matt Patricia, and Darrell Bevell, two complete idiots. Other than that, somebody's going to win the game. Those are the only guys that tie when they should have had a win, but they want to call timeouts. But we're not going to talk about that. Getting back to Drew Brees, I think that he's going to have a very, very good year. I didn't really see much that showed that he has any kind of drop-off. Last year, there were certain games where I looked at his arm like, yo, bro, this dude right here, dog, like, what is he doing? I didn't really get that throughout the game. I think that he was able to make some plays that I liked. Kamara looked good. I think overall, they're going to be pretty decent. I think that they are still playing with a lot of anger. But they got to work on that defense, man. Like, I don't really care how good the other team is. It's sort of like this. When you think about what happened with Bill Belichick and, what he did to the Steelers are a very, very prolific offense, even without Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. But it doesn't matter. When you play the Patriots, they kind of isolate what the main thing is, and they make you have to beat them another way. I don't know. Sean Payton is an offensive guru, and that's what he usually gets credit for. But there's going to come a time where you just can't give up that many points. You know what I'm saying? You won the game, but like going forward, I don't know if that's going to be like the formula to actually get it done. And again, on the Houston Texans side, DeShawn Watson is unbelievable. I love what they're doing there. I think he and DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a coming out party this year. The NFL is going to be very, very exciting. I just, again, after watching the Patriots, it scares me to know that they're actually going to get AB when they're that good without AB. And it kind of makes it look like, it's sort of like the Warriors over those last, however many years that they kept winning back to back to back to back. You just know that the Patriots are about to just go and just straight get dominant. That's in the back of your mind. But these teams are very, very exciting. So you never know what could possibly happen. But then again, we do. Like, more than likely, these dudes are about to ball out all the way till the end, bro. Like, the Patriots are probably going to do whatever they want. But we still have to acknowledge that these other teams have formulas that can possibly beat them. And, with the Texans, I don't really trust the Texans now defensively. To be honest with you, like I said, that's what I was watching. Because you think that you're ready to go ahead and get rid of a guy like Clowney. What are you doing to replace him? You're going to overwork the rest of the defense. And that's exactly what they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just do that. It was a much better thing with Watt, Clowney, and the rest of that core. Now it's completely changed. I'm not really excited about it as much as I was before. So, again, we'll see how that kind of transpires going forward. But I do like the Saints. Nothing's changed. They're an offensive team. I just thought that they would be better defensively. And in this case, they were not. I think that they just, whatever. They gave up way too many points. We're going to go ahead and jump into the Raiders. And I'm going to talk about this guy, Joh Jacobs, bro. 2 touchdowns. The dude looks really, really fast. Okay, now, I was under the impression that he was a power back. Let me know in the comments if you agree with that. That's what when people talk about Joh Jacobs, it's like, okay, this guy's a power back. He's going to do this. He's going to truck you. This dude was moving. He was catching the ball out the backfield. He was a very, very versatile running back. And I was very impressed, man. Like, he flashed on me. He jumped off my screen, like, with his movements, the way he was doing stuff. It seemed seamless. Obviously, with the way that, on the offensive side of the ball for the Denver Broncos, you got Joe Flacco, who played like Fluco a lot during the game. I didn't really think that they gave him enough. Derek Carr was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the biggest star of the Raiders game was the crowd. Like, they were chanting some very, very vulgar things towards Antonio Brown very, very loudly. And it kind of made me smile. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, I don't really care for a lot of the people that go crazy in the crowds, but Antonio Brown put that team and that fan base through a lot over the limited time, and I was very, very happy to see the Raiders win the game. And like I said, John Gruden, all this stuff, I didn't know what was going to happen, but I think it was a very, very well fought completed game, and I was very, very happy for those Raider fans, man, because they don't deserve, like, no, I don't think anybody deserves that kind of action, bro. Like, the things that guy was doing, bro, like, I've never seen anything like it, and it's so weird, and it kind of, like, it just really, like, it gnaws at me, bro, that this guy's probably going to win a ring. Now, he's probably not going to be needed to win the ring, but if he complies and does what he wants with the Patriots, Antonio Brown could make that team, like the Randy Moss, pretty much that kind of situation. So we got to wait to see how that works. But overall, the Broncos are going to have to figure out what they're doing with Joe Flacco. He's going to have to make a lot better decisions. He just at sometimes did not look really good, and they're going to need him to play better to win, in my opinion. Defensively, obviously, they got to have some work to do as well there. But I don't think many people expected the Raiders to beat them. Even though it's a home game for the Raiders, whatever, I didn't think many people expected, the Raiders to win the game just because of all the controversy. And, we know what happens when there's a guy like Antonio Brown around. Like, that dude is going to make it a nightmare for your squad. So with that being said, the standout for everything, like both games, I'm going to have to go DeShawn Watson. Okay, obviously Drew Brees, those guys, whatever. But for this one, it has to be Joh Jacobs, man. That dude's going to be a shining light for this Raiders team. I can't wait to watch him play again because, sometimes you come out and it's like, all right, it's week 1. Everybody's like trying to get over, the whole preseason because many people didn't play during the preseason, blah, blah, blah. So week 1 is like a free-for-all. As the weeks go by, we got to see what's going to happen with this kid because if he continues to play like this, I think he's the only rookie to ever get 2 touchdowns and a certain amount of yards or something in his debut, and that's including Marcus Allen, a Raiders great. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. But I'm just so happy that football is back. If you guys are happy as well, let me know about it in the comments. I can't wait to share some time with you guys throughout the entirety of the season. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love, guys.